one that I'm very excited for, which you should. I don't know if it's the one that you're thinking of, but you should know because you're the one that put me on to this.
Oh, maybe
Classroom of the Elite is back.
Oh, is it? Hold on, let me scroll down.
Yeah, apparently Classroom of the Elite is coming back in January. Unless they lied to me. Oh wait!
Are you in the? Are you in like last season or something?
Year?
Oh, last year. I was like, huh?
Oh no! One. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boys, and we are back for the last podcast. This will be the last live podcast before we ring in the New Year's. Happy New Year's, everybody. Whether you're already in 2025, you're waiting for it to count on down, or you in a coma. Wake up! You've been asleep for 7 years. Wake up! But we are back, and it's me, Beautiful Crow, and my co-host, Vic Seal, and we are back to talk about some anime. But before we get into that, man, Vix, how you doing, man? How are you doing at the end of all time?
On the last day of the year, the final hour, as it comes to strike, I'm tired. I'm very tired.
I feel you on that one.
Yeah, so I'm tired. I know Crow's just getting over a cold, but it's okay because I have plenty to talk about this on this wonderful, amazing podcast for this year, for the last day of the year. We have heard of... I actually have a question for you first.
Okay,
have you seen anything on Blue Lock this week?
I wanted to talk to you about that. Why is that dude being a freak?
I am almost mad that they made only the last episode God tier.
I saw that the last episode of Blue Lock season 2 got a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, like I watched the match and I was like, what? This is absolutely insane. Like, what was happening? Because I thought when it was first shown, I thought it was either like a Chinese animation or a fan animation, because the style of like the beginning of Rin's awakening was the same style as, I think it was the five elements in the Fog Hill, I think is the name of it was a Chinese anime and I can't remember the name of it, but it really reminded me of that one. And I was like, oh, this is what Blue Lock should be. This looks amazing. This is fantastic. And then they're like, the guy that was, in the corner watching it with us, he was like, this is peak cinema. This is how they've been doing it. This is how they should have done it the whole time. And I was like, wait, is this real? Like, is this the actual episode? It was so good. I was like, this could have been the whole thing. Maybe not quite that good, but like some degree. Now I'm mad at the first 13 episodes for being bad. Now I'm mad at the 14th episode for being too good. Now I'm mad that the previous 13th episodes are no degree of good, and it was all spent in the one spot. But if it was in any spot, at least it was there. Like, if it had to be anywhere.
Because well, I don't know, because I know you said the U20 match was like the big thing. This is a part of that, right?
I don't actually know who they're facing. I only saw I saw the people, but they're all new characters to me. I don't know any of them.
Okay.
It was I know it was Rin when he was like in his awakening, and I think he was going against his brother. I think that's who that was, with the like weird spiky makeup.
So I want to ask a quick question, because I watched Blue Lock season 1. They're just regular humans, right?
Yeah, no, they're normal.
Why does he have black eyes and a crazy tongue? What is going on?
Okay, so actually I saw part of a breakdown on like the eyes. And when I flipped to it, I didn't even know that was a thing. I was like, that's just their mark for being crazy. They have crazy eyes. That's all it is. Apparently their eyes go different kinds of crazy depending on their emotions. So like the squiggly lines apparently represents desire. So that was like the most common one. And then
the main character would get that a lot.
Yeah, him and Bachira would get that a lot. And then there was what was another one? I think the like flame eye was like willpower or resolve, and then there was one other one that I think was new to season 2, and I don't know what it was. But apparently the eyes mean something. I thought it was just like, hey man, this guy is actually crazy. So
like he had the not Kargu Rabachi, the King and Ashura eyes, and I was like, what is going on here?
Yeah, he went full dark sclera. I was like, what's happening? I couldn't even. Okay, so I watched the like side by side for the panels, for the manga panels, and it looks really good. Like obviously the manga panels have always looked really good, and then the anime also looks good. But when I was looking at it in black and white, I could not tell the difference between Rin and Usagi. And I was like, or not Usagi, Isato, I think. What's his name? Is that his name? I don't remember. Isagi, I think his name is Isagi, a combination of the two. I couldn't tell the difference when I was looking at it because, like, obviously I didn't see any build up. I was unfamiliar with the manga art style, and so when I was looking at the panels, I was like, why has he got his tongue hanging out? I was like, what's up with that? So that was the weird part. I didn't worry about the eyes too much. I was used to the eyes being super weird, but him like sticking his tongue out like that, I was like, that's got to be Isagi. That's got to be Isagi because like Rin is the calm, collected, like strategist type guy where he's just always chill. So I was like, oh, apparently there's just like a mode he goes in where he just does not put his tongue back in his mouth. And I was like, that's weird. That's strange. That's suspicious.
So wait, so you said that the prior 13 episodes are like, you know, they were bad.
Yeah, they're all motion. Yeah, okay, so apparently 1 to 10 is motion graphics, yes. And then 11 to 13 was like some kind of mid ground, and then 14 was like amazing.
So if it's episode 14, does that mean that they're doing 26 or 24?
I think that was actually it. I think they just did 20. I think they just did 14. I don't actually know for sure.
Such an odd number.
I know sometimes I hate it when they do that. Actually, you know what? I don't hate it when they do that because if they want to just keep going, just keep going.
That's what I'm saying.
To some degree, some shows need to like let it go. All right. No, I want you to guess which one I'm thinking of right now. Put your guess down in the comments. You're wrong.
It would be One Piece.
No, it's not One Piece. It's Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z. Hey, Dragon Ball Z and Super, they dragged it on.
Okay.
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me. Open your eyes, look at the camera, and tell me I'm wrong.
You're not wrong, but it's still blasphemy. But no, I can't. It's okay. So I'm an anime fan, right? You guys know that I am a shonen guy. I'm a shonen guy, but I'm not gonna lie, dude. It's impossible to really defend the beginning of Super, especially them retelling the first 2 movies. That was garbage. Why would I need to see a worse animated, worse performed, long drawn out version of a 2-hour movie over 26 episodes? Battle of Gods and Revival of Frieza, that was trash. Wasted 2 years on stuff that we've already seen. That made me so upset as a fan of Dragon Ball. Like, this is a waste of my time. So I didn't watch them. I was just like, I'm not gonna come back. And then when they did the Universe 6 tournament, I was like, all right, I'm locked in. And then I watched it from there. But I was like, I'm not finna watch y'all retail it with the worst animation. Like, you know what? I can't say that. Blue Lock got it on lock.
They figured it out. It took a minute, but they figured it out.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Super animation was bad, but it's not Blue Lock Season 2 bad. Like, that's motion picture. But seeing, like, weird derp face Beerus and low polygon Super Saiyan 3 Goku was terrible. Terrible. I know I use polygon even though it's 2D animation, but that's how bad it was.
So my only issue with, like, animes that, like, drag on is if they are not that great to begin with, then it's like, all right, fine, it's just gonna stay not that great. But if they are good, like, I liked Dragon Ball Z, and I liked Dragon Ball Z all the way through until, you know, after Kid Buu. So I was into it. They should have stopped there. Anything that is released beyond this point feels like just BS. Like they are just throwing it into for it to be in there. Even though technically, I know technically the show was supposed to end at Frieza, and then it got dragged on to the end of Z, and I was like, okay, end of Z, it is drug on a little bit, not too bad. It was really good. People wanted more. They gave him a little bit more. Everything into Super is like unnecessary.
Like I'm of the personal belief that what they should have done was just keep making movies. Like, them ending with Z and then coming out with Battle of Gods, that was cool. That was hype. Went to the theater to go see with my friends. did the same thing with a revival of. Well, I didn't go to the movies for a revival of Frieza, but for Broly, 1,000%. Broly was amazing. Super Broly was incredibly hype. Superhero was great. I took my girlfriend to go see it. That was awesome. Like, if they just keep doing that every
she
2
just
to 3
sitting in the
years,
stands like, I don't know what's happening.
she didn't know nothing about nothing. She watched some Dragon Ball.
Thanks for being here with me, babe.
But she actually, okay, well, two things. One, she did enjoy Dragon Ball Superhero. But two, she kept saying like, "Oh my God, Gohan's so cute. I like him. He's so dorky." I was like, "I'm right here."
What you mean? I know we as the anime boyfriends, we have it rough. Yeah. I know that some of the anime girlfriends are like, "Oh, we got to compete with stuff like Yoruichi and stuff," and it's like, "Yeah, but have you seen Sebastian? Have you seen Gohan, Goku?" Pretty much any anime character that wears a suit. Somebody look at Diablo from Slime and tell me that we had to compete. Our competition is no walk in the park either. So just saying.
Unrealistic.
But however, on the other side, we do also have like the bottom tier ones that it's like Haru from Excel World, who's like just a ball. I'm saying, like, he's like the other end of the spectrum. So not every single one is a competition, but like, I mean, I guess it could be if you're going for world's ugliest. Maybe there might be someone in there. So
I mean, somebody's into it. It's a whole tag. Catch what you're any ugly bastards out there?
We don't watch that. We don't watch that here. We're cultured individuals. We watch the normal stuff.
I read the mangi, but no. Anyway, let me stop. Let me get off of that before we get messed up in the YouTube algorithm again.
Hey, maybe they'll just take us to the correct side. Maybe we were just on the wrong side to begin with, and we don't know. The algorithm knows best.
I don't know if I want to venture on that side of the anime fandom.
What? You trying?
I don't know about that one.
I believe in you degenerates out there.
Oh my goodness. But no, man, 2024 has been a great year. It's actually really cool to see Blue Lock coming back. It does suck that, like, because again, I watched the first season, really enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. I thought it was a really cool concept of like this soccer death game anime, which is so weird to me. Like, the stakes were very high, but they weren't really. But if you
I feel like I got tricked, but I was like, okay with it.
I was sitting there watching the first episode. I was like, are they gonna? Are they not gonna make it out alive? Like,
they lock them in, and then they're like, if you're out, then your soccer career is over, and you're like,
yeah. I was like,
no,
okay.
Like that sucks, but like,
I was sitting like, I get it. Like, if you're like, I want to be in the NFL, I want to be in the NBA. That's like your dream's dead essentially, and that's a big deal. You know what I mean? You gotta go to put the fries in the bag, bro.
Yeah, but you're not dead.
That's what I thought. Because when I was sitting up there, I was thinking it's gonna be like Danganronpa. I thought they were like, oh, it's all
when Isagi got his crazy eyes for the first time, kicked the ball into what's his name's face. I was like, oh, he's dead. It's over for him.
Yeah, I was like, they're going to Saul trap him.
I was waiting for like half the season for them to like reveal the players that got out as like a separate team going through like the losers bracket of Blue Lock or something.
Yeah, I was waiting for them to come back as skeletons. Like, they were like, yeah, this is what y'all been doing. Like, but I don't know. It just stayed that. I mean, it's still good, but I was just waiting for the other shoe to drop. But I just thought it was hilarious.
They just went like a normal route. Like, we've been conditioned to believe that everybody's gonna die. So.
Because it's animes.
Speaking of, this is the one. So earlier before the podcast, I was talking about how I wanted to see Gear, because he was the only one that was talking to me about trying to read the beginning after the end. And so it was
what that is. Oh, y'all keep saying T-bait. I was like, what are y'all?
I know. I actually saw it in the comment section somewhere else once. It said T-bait, and I was like, what is that? I was like, what is T-bait? And then like as I was reading it, I was like, wait a minute. And I opened up the main page, and I was like, oh, I'm literally reading it. However, all right, so it's good.
T-baiting the whole time.
So yeah. So it's good. It's good. The beginning after the end is good. It like checks all the boxes for me. It has like the cool like spell weaving where you cast spells and fight at the same time instead of just one or the other. So I was really into that. They have like a similar art style if Maho Sensei Nejima was more mature, it would be similar to that. And I liked the combat in Nejima. I thought that the art design for how they did fights in Nejima was really good. And they did a lot of really similar actions in some of the later chapters of the beginning after the end. And there was one thing that I was caught off guard with, because I was an anime watcher for most things. And, you know, most things in animes are censored. So I was like not too worried about seeing anything crazy. But dude, they are like made in Abyss level. They do not give a fuck.
Not again. Not again.
They like I there's one scene that I'm like, I gotta tell you, but I'm not gonna name any characters. But there is a moment where somebody just walks up with a head and just throws it on the ground, and I'm like,
okay. So, can you give me the synopsis, elevator pitch, or what the beginning of the end is all about?
All right, let's see. How can I
don't know anything about it.
It's
finished
so I can't really like walk you through to the end, because the like goal changes.
Well, not to the end. Just a plot synopsis.
So
like how I gave you for DNAnime, even though it was impossible to do.
I know. I'm really bad at synopses too. Synopses. I'm really bad at them, because I end up just like explaining the entire show. But it's like main character gets reincarnated into this new world, and he imagine the beginning of Jobless Reincarnation, where like he is just a guy, but he then trains in a unique way, and then this unique way makes him be like really overpowered. He does that is essentially how it starts off, is the guy is reincarnated and he does like a unique type of training relevant to how he trained in his previous life, and then that is how he gets powerful. But some of the like more interesting parts is that every step of the way you feel like dude is overpowered as hell, and then he just gets clobbered like every time. Like you're like, oh, dude is like unstoppable right now, and then they're just like, well, there's also this guy, and then he just gets annihilated, and you're like, oh, okay. I was like, so you're not OP yet. And then he gets like even better, and then you're like, okay, now he's just gonna roll over people, and then you're like, but what about this guy? And you're like, okay, well, all right, that's a lot. That's another dude. And then they're like, what about this category of people? And you're like, all right, so he's like just a guy. He's like of the upper echelon, but he's still just a guy. So, but he basically is just like, he's going down like essentially the same route as Jobless Reincarnation, where it's like he's reincarnated, he trains, he gets really strong, and he doesn't have like a goal per se. His goal is basically like Ichigo, where it's like, if you step up, I'll step up too. And that is pretty much how it just like keeps going. And the more interesting parts of it is like how they interweave the magic into like daily life, and their power system it's standard but different. And where it's like you have the 4 elements, and then you have outlier elements, like you have fire, water, earth, and wind as your standard elements. And then they have deviant magic, which they introduce like right away. So this shouldn't be a spoiler to anyone, because it's like 2 chapters in. It's his mom is one of them. There's a deviant called an emitter. Those are your healers. They just heal. But then like each version of the standard types has their version of deviant magic. So fire has lightning as its deviant, water has ice, wind has sound, and earth has gravity. And each race can only have a certain like set of them. So like elves can't use earth magic, I think, or no, they can't use fire magic. I think it's fire magic. So they can't use fire. And then dwarves can't use water. And humans can use all 4, but elves have a deviant magic of earth and wind to have plant magic, and then dwarves have fire and earth to make magma magic. And I was like, this is like really complicated. And I was like, it gets cool. I like that stuff where it's like not everybody is just the same, but they all have the same like options. So there's like a confine that the world exists in, and then they're very like things can happen that like move them out of the way a little bit. Like even the main character stays within the confines. Like he is he's just like he can just use a bunch of elements. Like that's his deal. He can't like it's kind of weird because he has deviant magic. So deviant magic is gained from this is what I'm talking about when I said I suck at synopsis, by the way, is I'm just going into the fucking show. He has all 4 elements, but knowing or being able to manipulate all 4 elements is extremely rare. So that's his like bonus, is he can just do all the things. And then like typical anime protagonist, dude gets lucky 95 times, and now he has a really OP pet.
He's the Avatar.
Yeah, and then they're like, by the way, God wants to train you, and you're like, okay, that makes sense. I understand how we got here now.
He's the main character.
Yeah, so he is like just a dude, but he does get lucky a bunch, and that does put him like in the scope. So that is pretty much like the gist of it. Like the power system is neat in that way. What? No, I'm not. That's a lie. I'm not. Whatever. Power systems, good. The story, the way the magic works together is good. It's all good. Definitely recommend. I don't have like no notes.
Yeah, I will start reading. Okay, because I've been trying to find something else to read. So as you guys probably know from the podcast, I don't got a lot of free time and I haven't been watching nothing. But that will change because I'm gonna be laid up in the fetal position, coughing and sneezing and wheezing tomorrow, and all I'm gonna be doing is watching anime. So I got to catch up with a couple of things, which I'm very excited for. I probably will read at least a couple of the first chapters of T-Bait. Got to get my T-Baiting on just to check it out. I've been reading a bunch of stuff, or I'm catching up with a bunch of stuff. So I guess anime-wise, I've been watching stuff. I mean, as the podcast have been going on, as you guys know, I've been watching a bunch of anime movies, anime films. So there's one thing that I've been wanting to do for the longest time is catch up on some, like, I think I probably talked about this previously, but like anime movies used to be different when I was a kid, man. Like anime movies were just like, oh crap, the Return to Cool is coming out. You know what I mean? Or this Tenchi Muyo movie is coming out. Like, and it was just like, you know, an OVA or whatever that just came over and they just dubbed it. But like, and you know, obviously studio like Ghibli films. Or you watch like something like Ninja Blade or something I should be watching as a 7-year-old. Ninja Blade messed me up, man. I'm a different man now. But I used to be white now.
What?
Then I watched Ninja Blade. I changed that day. But no, all jokes aside, I just been watching a bunch of like anime films with everybody, and we talked about them on the podcast. But I've also been reading a bunch of manga, and I just want to say, I'm sorry, y'all gonna get unhinged me. I'm high off the Dayquil, man. I can't put down the cup. But I've been reading a bunch of manga, and one of the ones that I do want to shout out because I'm very excited of it, and we're going to talk about it a little bit later as well, because we will. Well, will we be talking about it? Did I pull it up? Maybe. But Kaiju number 8. I've been reading Kaiju number 8. I'm all caught up. I believe you are as well, right?
To the manga, yes.
Yes. So I don't think I read this week's episode or this week's chapter when it came out. Because I'm like behind on. I think I'm 1 week behind on everything right now because I haven't
just kind of in that spot where everything has already happened. So now they're trying to transition into like like going to the next thing. And I was like, not much happened this last episode, but it's the calm before the storm. Like next episode is about to be absolutely crazy. Or next,
yeah, I feel like chapter. next chapter is going to be insane. Like, because they did like, I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's been a bunch of lore that was very interesting. That I was like interested in and seeing everything like that. I am excited for where they're going with Kaiju number 8. That's all I'm saying. I'm up to date with that. I'm up to date with Don the Don. Don the Don's amazing. I'm watching the anime now to get caught up. I am very excited to get caught up on Don the Don anime. I'm up to Aria. Again, that's only 5 episodes now, but bear with me. My car blew up. I got sick. I'm trying to take my time, but Wednesday going to be Anna Wednesday.
We're leaving all that in 2024. We're moving on to 2025. They're going to...
Exactly.
This next year of anime is going to cheer us up.
Or the co-host of the anime podcast will finally start watching anime. But
I got the anime, you got the manga.
I do. I've been reading so much manga, dude. Like again, I read all Solo Leveling. I couldn't like not. Every time I finished the episode of Solo Leveling when the season was dropping, I was just like hungry for another episode. And whenever that ending hit, I was like, there's no way it's been 22 minutes or whatever it is. I was like,
every time something cool happens, I have to like hit the button on the controller to see what time it is in the episode. I'm like, it's the end, isn't
it? Dude, it makes me so angry because I love Solo Leveling. I've heard really good things about Solo Leveling for a long time. And again, it's what we're going to talk about a little bit later as well, because next season's coming out soon. But I just like, I had to consume it all. So I read it all. So I'm going to probably start reading the end of the beginning of the end.
Beginning after the end.
There we go. Whatever it is. T-bait. I'm just calling it T-bait from now on. Because I'm trying to find more stuff to read. Again, with my job, I don't really have a lot of time to focus on anything else. But I can get like a couple of chapters or whatever in between. So
the one thing that is like, oh fuck, about reading it is their chapters are like 100 pages. They're very long. But the thing is it's like the typical manhwa thing where it's like there is one panel on a page, and then there's just like a butt ton of white space. So I had to turn mine into waterfall mode so I could just scroll through it real fast, because I was not flipping it, because they would like cut the dialogue box like off at the bottom, and I was like, no, you gotta waterfall read it. You can't read it.
Solo Leveling in waterfall. So
yeah.
So I know, like, I guess Solo Leveling's a manhwa. A lot of the manhwa I read,
they seem to like all be structured the same way, because another manhwa that I read is actually, Soul Land, I think the English translation is. And I read 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which is super weird that they're actually updating all 5 of them at the same time. So, and they're in the same timeline. So they go through 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then 2 will reference 1, and 5 will reference 3, but 4 doesn't know about 3. So trying to keep track of all of them was like, what is happening? They were all good, like in their respective. Actually, I didn't like 5 very much, but I think that might have been the translator that was like jumping around. It felt like there was pages missing, but okay. the 5 of them were good. It's kind of weird though. There was a lot of like spelling errors. I'll say it's good enough to read if you need something, but I'm not gonna be like, yo, dog, it's like Solo Leveling level good. No, it's like a 7.5 out of 10 probably. Like it's good. It's long, yeah. And when they update, it's like 10 chapters at a time.
Good lord.
Yeah, and then they'll just go radio silent for like a month, and then you just get 10 chapters, and you're like, what happened?
But yeah, like I was like, when I used to read manhwa back in the day, like when I had free time, I was in college, and I was just reading everything I could. I would read like manhwa like The Breaker New Wave, or The Breaker, then the sequel series was The Breaker New Wave, or Jackal, or whatever. And they were structured just like manga essentially, but Korean, or Sunken Rock, really, really good. But now it feels like with the popularity of webtoons, everybody's doing like the waterfall like style, at least when it comes to like not fan made, but like independent mangas.
Yeah,
or
I don't know how I feel about that. Manga. I don't know how I feel about it actually, because as smooth as it is for some of the ones that I'm reading, like beginning after the end, works really well for that one. But how do you do that in like a physical copy? Are you gonna sell me a scroll or? Because like I just imagine going in and going to the end of the manga aisle, and then there just be like upcoming manhwas, and it's just like the scrolls on the racks, and you just pick it up and just.
Exactly.
That's the future going back to the past.
Yeah, I don't know. Is Solo Leveling physical? Or
there is a physical copy of Solo Leveling. I don't think there is for Beginning After the End, but I know that there is volumes of Solo Leveling.
I'm assuming that it's just like normal. I don't know if
well, if they do it the same way, because like I know Solo Leveling has a couple of panels that do it, but they also cut off at the bottom of the page. So if you have the hard copy. Does that happen? I don't know if that happens like in the hard copy. Do you just like lose part of it? You gotta like flip the page.
They have to like figure it out. Like they have to like do something to make it work, like a reprint or something like that.
A little bit.
Yeah, they have to change it.
Then it just looks weird though. Well, they probably just cut out all of the white background stuff in the waterfall mode. That's just like 85% white space. Like, why is this here?
Okay. I'm a dark mode user.
But the page itself is super white, so you get flashbang.
It just blinded me, and I'm just like, my eyes. But yeah, so that is not fun. But yeah, again, manhwa is taking the world by storm, and I think I talked about it previously on the podcast. I started reading manhwa just to kind of like break up, because I was like watching so many anime, reading so many manga. I was like, all this crap is all high schoolers doing whatever, or all the stuff I've already seen, all the tropes. I was just kind of like burnt out. So people were telling me like, hey, well, try out some manhwa. And I was like, oh man, this is fresh. The artwork's really cool and it's slightly different, but it feels similar. And you didn't have like a lot of the tropes that you would normally see in Japanese manga. And so I was like reading and enjoying it. I never would have thought, like, if you asked me like 15 years ago when I was doing all this stuff, that it would be like super popular now, and now we're getting to see them get translated into anime.
Yeah, it is not quite what I expected. I actually, for a little bit, the first time I read one, I think the first one was Witchbuster, which I've talked about on the podcast before. And the first thing I thought of was, in the first one, I was like, well, this is going to take over because it's colored. Yeah. And I was like, this is going to take over. And then like the second volume was black and white. And I was like, oh, never mind.
Use them all the budget.
But a lot of the manhwa are colored, and the colors are almost like super important to reading some of these. Like, if I were to read Beginning After the End in black and white, there's a moment where there is 5 different colored particles, and you're like, I would never know what the heck I'm looking at if it wasn't colored. It would just be dots on the screen.
Yeah, that was the crazy thing about like Solo Leveling. Like, after watching the anime, I started reading the manhwa. I was just like, this just feels like watching anime. It looks amazing. Like, it literally like just steals from obviously not exactly the same, but it just looked like steals from the anime, and you just going through it and watching it. And I was like, oh, this is so good. But I just remember like reading manhwa when I was younger, and then seeing like, because one of the manhwas I really enjoyed, I bring up all the time, is Sun Ken Rock. Really loved it, right? And then Boshi, the artist, he ended up doing the artwork for Dr. Stone. So when I saw Dr. Stone, I was like, oh my God, it looks just like Sun Ken Rock. And I was like, oh, it's the same guy.
It's the same guy.
I was like, that's as close as I thought that we would get. And now we're getting, God of High School, boo, and then Tower of God. But Solo Leveling's great.
So,
and I'm hoping that we get more cool stuff.
On Tower of God.
We got a Tower of God
on Tower of God. So it's over. They finished. I watched the season finale today.
Is it like done?
The season is. The series is not. To the best of my knowledge. I haven't heard an announcement for season 3. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't do one. I will say though, they had a couple bad episodes that were like really bad, and then they came back up to like an acceptable level. It wasn't like absolutely knock it out of the park banger animation, but it was like, this is probably what it should have just been the whole time. It was pretty decent in the middle of the road stuff. It didn't like feel weird most of the time, where it was like, where did that come from? They just kind of like, I don't know, got off lunch or something. I don't know what happened, but they did pick it up. So, but I haven't heard anything about 2025 having a season 3. Dr. Stone is getting their next season in January, I believe.
Hey, is that a perfect segue for what the topic of the podcast is going to be?
And, oh man, I read the manga all the way through. So the manga's like officially done, right? So we know the end.
Mm-hmm.
Go watch Dr. Stone. It's so good. I'm not going to say anything else about it. The next section is going to be freaking amazing. Go watch Dr. Stone. It's so good. Every season is animated beautifully. It's not a typical shonen where you're like, nothing happens and then suddenly they're fighting for a long time. It is much more like verbal. Go watch Dr. Stone. It's going to be, if they keep it up, it's going to be probably one of the top contenders for the season. It's going to be really good.
Dr. Stone is so fucking good, dude.
Hell yeah. I love all the characters. They introduce so many characters, and I love all of them. They're all so unique. Like, even outside the main cast, there's like one girl, Nikki. She's a very side supportive character. She just kind of comes in for like 5 minutes at a time, and then she is very interesting to have around a lot. So it's not even just like the main group, it is the whole thing. They're all very interesting people.
Question.
Answer.
What sold you on Dr. Stone?
What sold me on Dr. Stone?
I'll give you mine.
So
outside of the artist, the thing that sold me on Dr. Stone was the glasses thing with the watermelon girl. What's her name?
Suika?
Yeah, Suika. Dude, having oh my god.
So okay, so I actually got
main character name. What's
Senku.
Senku making the lenses for her so that she could see.
There was so many unbelievably heart-tugging moments in the show that I'm not even gonna say what they are, because if anybody goes to watch it, you'll know. Like, it happens all the time. They're all good. They bring a tear to your eye. They make a grown man cry.
Yeah.
But if I had to say, so I started watching before, or like on episode 1. So I didn't have like the TikTok or the Facebook videos or whatever that showed up. So the thing that made me watch it was Spite.
Wait, Spite?
I was like, I heard somebody mention that Dr. Stone was really good, and I saw it, and I was like, this looks like the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. And then when they announced an anime for it, I was like, I have to see how bad it is. Like, I was like, in my mind, I was fully convinced that it was going to suck. And then I watched the first episode, and then I read the entire manga.
That's how to get you.
So I was like 3 episodes in or something, and then I was like, I hit that moment where I was like, I can't wait for the next episode. I gotta know what happens. So that I just went all the way through, and it was so good, and it made me so happy that they didn't butcher any part of it at all. Like, at least, I don't know if there's an English dub for it or not, but in the Japanese version, the voice actors are immaculate. They're all absolutely perfect for their roles, every single one of them.
The English dub that I've heard so far sounds really good. Like, from what I've heard of it, it sounds really good to me.
I don't think I could watch, even if they are good, I don't think I could watch it after listening to it in sub. I don't know if I could. They're just so absolutely perfect in sub. All I would be able to do is just be like, yeah, but it's not the sub. So...
Yeah. There is one scene that I do want to watch in English. It is the fucking Byakuya, the past part, where you get the Senku's father and all the stuff that happens in there. And then the one singer, like the singer lady, because the Japanese, she speaks Japanese. When she sings,
I think
she sings in English.
The song, I believe, is actually English in the Japanese version.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to hear, like, if it's that much of a tonal shift.
I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure that the singer is not the actual voice actor for the singer lady in the show. So I'm pretty sure that they just reused the song between the two of them.
Yeah, but I want to see if they have.
But if they did butcher it in one way or another, that would be kind of funny. Where it's like,
I just want to see, because again, that moment hit me.
It's like a Japanese voice actor trying to make an American accent, and then an American or an English voice actor trying to make a Japanese accent.
Like, I don't know if anybody watched Oliver and Company when they were younger. The animated, I think it was Disney. But it just reminded me of, like, the dog character from Oliver and Company. It is like, yeah, man, I'm going to go down the street. And he just starts singing. He turns into Billy Joel or whatever. Why should I worry? And I was like, you don't sound like the actor at all that was playing the dog. Why should I care? Yeah. Like, that always made me laugh. It was so funny to me. But anyway, Dr. Stone is amazing. It's immaculate. It's incredible. I need to catch up with it. It's very good.
So is there anything that you're just like super looking forward to this season? Because there's one thing that I have pulled up that I know you are, and I want to know if you have it pulled up or not, or if you missed it.
All right. So 100%. I didn't know, because I just looked everything up like before here, because I'm still catching up with the current season that's going on. The one that I'm very excited for, which you should, I don't know if it's the one that you're thinking of, but you should know because you're the one that put me on to this.
Oh, maybe
Classroom of the Elite is back.
Oh, is it? Hold on, let me scroll down.
Yeah, apparently Classroom of the Elite is coming back in January. Unless the thing lied to me.
Let's scroll past it.
Oh, wait.
Are you in like last season or something?
Year?
Oh, last year. I was like, huh?
Oh no.
All right, well, okay, so I'll tell you the one while you pull up the correct list. The one that you're going to be looking for is going to be Sakamoto Days is coming.
Yes. Okay.
Sakamoto Days is coming.
Okay, so that's what's crazy to me because Sakamoto Days, they showed the trailer. I'm stupid. I've been staring at the wrong list. I was like, oh wait, like,
dude, you had me because I was like, I really want to see the next season of Classmates of the Elite, and when you said that, the mental image of the last season came into mind, and I was like, did I scroll past it?
Dude, so I said it. I saw your face. I looked back over and I saw season 3. And I was like, wait a minute. And then I looked back and I was like, oh, January 2024. And I was like, oh, wait, this is the wrong dingo list. Yes. Okay. Now let me talk about this. Sakamoto Days. I've been reading the manga for a while, right? Okay. So I guess I'll start us off with this premise. I guess let me sell you guys on Sakamoto Days, right? I'll give you the premise. It'll be super simple. Essentially, Sakamoto Days is about the main character, Sakamoto. Taro Sakamoto, there we go. I couldn't remember what his first name was. They only really call him Sakamoto. Some characters who he's more familiar with call him by his first name, like his wife. But anyway, essentially, he's just a retired hitman who's left the game. He got out, and he started a family. He has a beautiful wife, beautiful little daughter, and he started up a convenience store with his family. And he got fat. So you get to see the story of this retired, out of shape, hitman, right? And
anime John Wick.
But that's the thing that sold me, because when people said that, I was like, anime John Wick. I was like, there's no way. And then I see Sakamoto, and like this little fat dude with like a ponytail and the little Michael Jordan mustache from the 90s. And I'm just like, this dude looks stupid as hell. And he started reading the manga, and I was sitting there, I was like, this is funny. And I'm enjoying it, but I was like, Sakamoto, he like doesn't speak at all. One of the main characters is like one of the main characters that you see, he has an ability to be able to kind of like communicate with Sakamoto. And so like they kind of use that gag of like him not talking. But then as you go through it, there's one thing that I love about Sakamoto is the action. Oh my God, the fluid motion in manga panels is incredible. And seeing this fat, like out of like retired hitman do some of the coldest stuff you've ever seen in a manga. Like, I love Spy Family, right? I'm always excited to see whenever Yor is popping off. But think of all the cool things that Yor do done by like this, like heavy-set guy doing the coolest stuff ever. He's so sick. He is anime John Wick. And as long as you just leave him and his family alone, he'll be fine. He just want to get out that life. But they keep pulling him back in. And that's pretty much the whole premise of Sakamoto Days. It's awesome. I really hope they don't butcher it, because I think Sakamoto Day could be another like Kaiju number 8, another Don, like something that's been on the radar that people have been talking about for a long time, that I think everybody like is going to be the anime of the season, outside of other bangers that are coming out this season as well.
So I have good news for you. The studio that is animating Sakamoto Days is the same studio that animated Dr. Stone.
Oh, well, 10 out of 10 already. Let's go.
They also did Detective Conan and Megalobox.
Oh my God. I love Megalobox. Okay, quick aside. Megalobox was so awesome to me. One, the animation was great. But two, it really felt like
an older anime. Like the tone of it felt like a nostalgic feeling.
It felt like Trigun. It felt like Cowboy Bebop. It felt like I was a kid again watching Adult Swim. And I was like, this is so cool. I don't know how they got it, but like, because you could tell it's animated digitally, it's animated like modern anime is, but it felt like a 90s anime, and it was great.
Yeah, it was amazing.
So
something about sports anime, man. They always make them good, except for 95% of season 2. That's gonna be my disclaimer for sports anime is season 2's Blue Lock. Otherwise, I can't even think of has anybody seen a bad sports anime aside from
Slam Dunk?
And even season 2 of Blue Lock, for all its frame locking, so many people still like it because the art itself was really good. And then
you could tell that it was going to be a good show if they didn't remove the frames. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it would have been great, but
it's so close.
To sabotage it.
I don't have an actual whole lot on the list that I was like. So there was one that I was like, I don't know if I want to watch this, but I probably will because I just feel like I'm gonna see a clip of it because it's gonna be so ridiculous that I'm going to see a clip of it and I'm gonna be like, all right, I'll watch it. The Red Ranger becomes an adventurer in another world. I feel like I'm just gonna see a really dumb clip of that one and I'm just gonna watch it.
I think that I've seen. So is this the first season? I swear I've seen this, or people talked about it on TikTok.
This is a first. It's pretty
much a Red Ranger.
So this is a first season. The one you're thinking of is probably when the Power Rangers turn into villains.
No, it was one where the Red Rangers get isekai'd.
That's this one.
Yeah, but I was like, I swear, maybe it was the trailer.
Might have been, yeah, might have been the PvE.
I love Power Rangers. I love Super Sentai stuff, dude. Like, I grew up watching that. So I'm very, very, very excited to see if this is going to be good or if it's just going to be generic. There was also another, this is totally off topic, but there was another one that was kind of like that, where it's like the Red Ranger, it's like an anime where the Red Ranger hooks up with one of his villains and she's like evil or whatever. And they fight, but they fall in love and they try to keep like their relationship a secret. I kept seeing clips of it and I was like, this is really cute. And I kind of wanted to watch it. So it's like a romance between like good and bad, forbidden lovers, all this kind of stuff. It looked like it was animated very well, but I just never sat down to watch it. But anyway, if it's got Power Rangers in it, you can sign your boy up. I'm down to watch it.
Yeah, I've seen clips of at least the villain one, and it like that one was animated really well. So something tells me that this is going to be like the same vein, where it's going to be the same style. And if it's like really goofy, it could just be like my comedy anime for the well, I don't know, maybe not. Sakamoto Days is in there. I don't know. It would be a contender, I guess.
Dude, Sakamoto Days is so funny, dude.
ReZero's getting another season. Woo! I ain't even seen the last one, which was apparently only 8 episodes yet.
But I've heard good things.
And then the only other like 2 that really grabbed my attention was it's nothing looks bad, but nothing is just like jumping out at me except for the continuing stuff.
Yeah, a lot of the continuous stuff. Okay, so I guess can we talk about it? Can I talk about it? I'm so excited for Solo Leveling. I'm so excited for Solo Level Season 2, dude. I'm so excited because I know where Solo Leveling is going. I'm so hyped. I can't wait to see everything go down. I've already seen like the promotional videos and like the trailers and everything like that. I believe that they're doing like either the first couple episodes in theaters or something. They're doing some kind of theatrical release of it. I'm incredibly, incredibly excited for Solo Leveling. Will I take my ass to the theaters to go and see it? Probably not, but
that costs real money.
I'm so excited. Yeah, but I am very, very, very excited because we're gonna be watching week to week together. Like I'm so excited.
You're gonna do the One Piece watch along again,
dude? Because so we did it for One Piece. I was like, this is fun. So every Sunday I would wake up in the morning and I would watch whatever anime came out that week, and we were watching every One Piece hype moment from Wano. And then we started watching all the episodes of Solo Leveling when they dropped. But we also did Ninja Kamui, but that sucked. Not Ninja. Was it Ninja Kamui? Yeah, Ninja Kamui. But that sucked.
So
I
watched the first season of Ninja Kamui, and I was like, I don't really know. Or not Ninja Kamui, Golden Kamui. That's what I was thinking of. And I was like, the first season was like, all right. And I was like, not for me. And then that shit went crazy. Like there is the cum cannon in that one. I don't even know what happened to get that.
So it's so weird, right? So I started watching Golden Kamui, and I was like, oh, this is fun. This is good. I like this, right? It feels like not really Spice and Wolf or something like that, but I just feel like, they're going on this journey, and it's like the main character guy who's like a military soldier dude, and then the little Inuit girl is like teaching about the land and shit. I'm like, this is interesting. And they would just like have weird moments. I was like, that's funny or whatever. And I just kind of like stopped watching it and stopped reading it, right? And then the homie in the community, Max Power, he was like, yeah, I'm reading all of it now, because I was talking to him about it when I first started doing it. He just watched and read all of it.
That absolutely seems like the type of show that he would be interested in. After seeing some of the wacky stuff that happens, that's a him kind of show for sure.
Yeah, because he keeps like, he'll tell me like, yeah, this happens. I was like, what do you mean, cum cannon? But yeah, it was always stuff like that. And I'm just like, okay, I got to go back at some point. But yeah, Solo Leveling Season 2 is coming out. It really feels like, obviously, Solo Leveling really like took the anime world by storm. Everybody's very excited for it. The first season was amazing.
It was pivotal. It was very important that it did well. Because manhwas were like still on the fence because there was like a 50-50 after Tower of God Season 1 and God of High School. And then God of High School was like, nah, this sucked. And then Tower of God was like, on season 2, they were like, yeah, I'm going the same route. So we need more. We need more manhwas so that not all of them are going to suck. We need the shovelware ones out there for us to. Something's got to go in the F tier, right? But
I'm very excited for Solo Leveling, dude. I won't say anything, but just get hyped. Get hyped. For what I've seen, for what I've read, for what I've seen so far of the anime, it looks like they're doing everything correct. It is going to be a metric ton of fun. You know what I mean? So I'm very excited. I'm very excited. So it's just about to be crazy.
For the new year, from a list that you haven't looked at yet, come off the top of your mind, if there was a show to get either a new season or their first season, is there something that you would want to see this year?
What do you mean? Just like something that I enjoyed?
Are you reading something that like you want to see an anime for? Do you want to see another season of something else that you hope comes this year? Is there a confirmed season that you don't know when it's going to happen? Do you hope it's this year?
Oh, now you know. I think the thing I was thinking of was Demon Slayer. I know the films are coming out at some point, but no. Before that, I would have said DNAnime, like 1,000%.
More DNAnime. We already know that though. It's coming.
Yeah, that's coming. That's coming. That's ooh boy. That's good stuff. But yeah, outside of everything that I've been reading, most of the things I've been reading, like Undead Unluck, Sakamoto Days, like all these things are Kaiju number 8. Like these are things I was keeping up in Shonen Jump that are already like confirmed and anime. So I'm excited. Or the anime's already come out and we watched them. So it's like I'm kind of like I'm eating good in all honesty. Like I'm trying to think if there's anything that I'm reading. I think the only thing that I'm reading, I'm not even like actively up to date, but Kagura Bachi, I need to read more of it because
I think that one is supposed to get an anime. I don't know when though.
I can't trust anything because the community is like full of liars.
Hey man, just wait. Just wait till April 1st. Whichever anime they're joking about, that's going to be the one because they did it with Solo Leveling, and then Solo Leveling came out. Now they did it with Beginning After the End. Guess what has an anime coming out this year?
True, apparently. Yeah, like Kagura Bachi, I kept seeing the memes before the manga chapter even came out. It was just the one art of the dude taking the sword out, and everyone's like, "Oh, this is the best anime of all time," and like. People were like, wait, what? Anime?
It's really good.
It's like, oh, the manga hasn't come out. I've been enjoying it, and I read like the first 10 chapters or whatever. I haven't gone back yet. But one of the cool things about Kagura Bachi is how and it's kind of like the same good thing about Sakamoto Days. They do such a good job of like illustrating the action. Like how the action flows from panel to panel, you can directly translate like a character. He does a slice. The next panel, you can see like where the momentum of the slice takes him to go attack another guy. Like it feels very fluid. And I haven't really seen that before other than like Murata. I think Murata does an amazing job with like the flow in his manga for like, especially for One Punch Man. And I would also probably say Eye Shield 2021, or not 2021, 21. He does an amazing job where it's just like, you can like, and I pretty much see like storyboards for an anime. Like that's how good the action is in One Punch Man. Like you can like literally see like the punches and everything kind of flow.
Yeah.
And I see that a lot with Sakamoto Days. I see that a lot with Kagura Bachi. Like it happens in like the first 2 chapters. There's a cool cut like fight scene where he's fighting guys with his katana and he's like cutting off limbs and everything like that. And you see all the slashes like just caressing and following the panel layout. Like it's awesome. And from it starting off as a weird meme in the community, I don't know why it started. Why everybody was just like, this is going to be the thing that's going to be the greatest thing of all time, to the point where they went to Alex Lee, the English voice actor for Sun Jin Woo, and be like, dude, we loved you in the Kagura Bachi episode 1, dude. That dub is amazing. To the point where he had to come out and be like, I at first I was like, because he was like, I don't remember doing that. Like, is this an anime? Only to realize that the manga hadn't even come out yet. And he was like, oh, they're just fucking with me. So I thought that it was a meme.
Now they have to go get it.
Yeah, now he has to be the main character. But yeah, it was a meme, but then it's good. So I totally expected it to just be garbage, but instead the manga is actually really solid, and I'm really enjoying it. So I want to get deeper into it. I hope that does come out. But yeah, outside of that, the only thing that I would want out of all the things ever, I would want Berserk to come back. Obviously, that's pie in the sky, never gonna happen. But that's the only thing I can think of. Everything else, Kaiju number 8, Solo Leveling, Don, like I'm eating good, man. I'm eating good.
So I did look at the list of upcoming anime. They don't all have dates, or if they do, I don't know what they are based on this list. Fire Force is getting a season 3.
Dude,
so that's cool.
I love Fire Force.
I love Fire Force. I love it so much, but man, it is one of my hardest disclaimer animes ever because
never recommend it.
I will always recommend it asterisk.
You just gotta know that somebody got a little freak in them if they would watch Fire.
There's like you have to just be like an anime vet to like not have that disclaimer. Like it's gonna be a little weird. There's a character that is specifically designed to just be weird.
It's a superpower.
I hate that about it. I hate it so much. But there's another one that I didn't even know was going to get an anime. My Hero Academia Vigilantes is getting an anime.
Oh,
and I did read the spinoff, and it was really good. It was really good.
It was so good, dude. I was surprised because I started reading Vigilantes because I love My Hero. And then I was just like, oh, this is cool or whatever, you know, more My Hero stuff. And I was like, the dude's power was just like, he sucks. You know, he was like, I can slide on the floor a little bit. And everybody was like, look at that creep. And I was just like, this is dumb. But I was like, obviously in typical shonen fashion, you know, it's going to get better. It was going to grow or whatever. Dude, Vigilantes is amazing. I love My Hero Academia. I know not everybody enjoys My Hero, but I'm a shonen meathead. I love me some shonen, dude. Now, I will always love the You're Next scene in My Hero with All Might pointing to Deku. That's like one of my favorite like
that's why you guys see Crow point at the camera all the time.
I love it, dude. I love it. It's I don't know. I just like doing it for bits. But I love My Hero. Vigilantes is really good and is complete. I believe it just finished like recently too.
Yeah, it did finish before My Hero did. Yeah, but it is done.
So we already have everything done. So we gotta work like it has a finite ending. So it's good, it's great. If they animate it like My Hero, it's gonna be amazing. I'm so excited, dude. Cause I just thought that it was like a fun little spin-off thing, and that's all we were gonna get. But seeing that like trailer, I was so hyped. I was like, dude, this is gonna be so much fun, dude. I'm so happy we get to stay in the world and get to see all the characters again.
I hope
we gotta deal with Vigilantes.
I hope that they continue it until it goes into like the connecting universe. I want to see death be made.
Yeah. Dude,
that's how I want to see. That's how I want to see the total series end. I don't know what happens or like how that happens or it comes up or however they want to connect it, but I want to see it. I want to see it, and then I want to just be like, all right, time to watch Soul Eater all over again.
I'm very excited, dude.
So there's
another anime that's coming out this next season that I want to poll you guys because I wrote this off completely because I was like, this is gonna be dumb anime nonsense. And for whatever reason, I always bring it up as a joke, but people tell me like, no, this is really good. But the 100 Girlfriends Who Really Love You season 2 is apparently coming out. And I was like,
I saw that and I was like, oh man, Nova's gonna be so excited.
Because I was like, every time I bring it up, I was like, this got to be the dumbest thing ever. Everybody tells me like, no, it's actually really good and really fun. And I was like, what? This isn't like that other anime where it's like the last 3 dudes on Earth and all the other men die and then they're just trying to repopulate the world or whatever. And I was like, this is just porn, man. Stop trying to dress it up as an anime. But apparently I'm wrong. Maybe I need to start watching it. Maybe I'll have a review on your desk of the 100 Girlfriends Who Really
love you. All right, so continuing down the list, the Power Ranger one that you were probably thinking of is actually getting a season 2. Go Loser Ranger.
Yeah, go Loser Ranger.
That's getting a season 2 at some point this year. All right, I'm gonna say 2 back to back. One of them is a movie, one of them is a season. But if I don't say them fast enough, then you're gonna stop me on one of them. Windbreaker season 2 and Kaiju number 8 movie.
Woo! Wait, we got a Kaiju number 8 movie?
Yeah, Kaiju number 8 movie coming out sometime this year, and then Windbreaker season 2.
All right, I'm so excited for Windbreakers.
I am also excited for Windbreakers. Season 1 was so good.
I did not expect it. I did not expect it to be so good. I was just like, I'm sure the first 3 episodes gonna be like whatever. I fell in love with Sakurai and the whole group from the school. I don't care that it makes no sense that this entire island town or whatever is policed by 14-year-olds or whatever. But,
that doesn't matter anymore.
That doesn't matter. I'm invested. I'm all in, man. I'm all in. Windbreaker's animation was so sick. The characters are so great. Sometimes I'm always waiting for them to like fall in love. I'm just like, man, what's going on in the show? But it's all brotherly love, man. All brotherly love. And they ain't gonna beat people up. And honestly, like all jokes aside, like it had some really, really, really touching moments in between the growth of the characters. Like they were speaking through the language of fist and seeing all the characters kind of like grow and change, get their backstories and everything like that. Like it has all the trappings of what you would expect from an anime like that, as well as any sports anime. Like them all having like their crews and they're going to fight each other and it's all these different games, but then they fight and they like build this brothership through battle. And like one thing that you do kind of do if you ever gotten into a fight with somebody is like you, even if you dislike the person, you gain a little bit of respect that you guys were able to throw fists and go toe to toe and give it your all. And then y'all actually took it to each other. So even if you like hate somebody and you fight them, you kind of get like this little bit of respect. Like, yo, we win at it, yo. You know, you don't get that with a lot of people. So it's kind of like this weird bond. And I think they played that really well in Windbreaker. I'm very excited to see where they go because I want to see the other gangs and how crazy that they are. And the animation was like, dude, I love martial arts, dude. I love it. So I'm excited to see what other fighting styles we get. And also for the dude who does the Chinese martial arts. Like, yes, I want to see him do more stuff.
I want to see, I want to see him participate more. He is funny, like standing off to the side, but his one fight,
it makes him feel like he's the strongest.
I just need him. I know that he's not, but I need to see him just like absolutely disrespect people more.
I want to see
that was
like
so
a real
funny.
Fight. Yeah, because he disrespect people. So I'm just like, his fight was so easy. I want to see him like go at it, see what he can really do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be pretty cool too. I would like to see a little bit of both. I'll just go back and watch the other one.
I'm very surprised because I think the only thing I saw Windbreakers was the trailer. Because I think we were talking about it on stream one day and I was just looking at all the trailers and I was like, this looks cool. I'll check it out. And then I watched it and I fell in love, man. It's so good. So good. I got to see my social butterfly Sakurai become friends with people and stop being all weird. Be like, you don't like me because my two-colored eyes, my two-colored hair? I'm like, dude, please explain that. What are you? Why do you got like these weird two-colored eyes and the Luna Snow hair?
He's got heterochromia and then he's just got the two-color hair. It ain't that hard to figure out.
Well, they never say that he dyed it. Like he just was born this way. Oreo.
He's an anime protagonist. Nobody asked Yugi why his hair is purple and yellow.
Yugi hair makes no sense. He got these weird gold plunks and purple hair to shoot up back his head,
and nobody questions it. No, that's totally normal.
Joey got a weird triangle-shaped tumor under his hair. I was just like, what the fuck? But anyway. But yes, there's a couple of things that I'm excited for. Blue Exorcist is apparently coming back next season with the Blue Exorcist, the Blue Knight saga. I kind of fell off Blue Exorcist. I really enjoyed the first season. Yeah. I hated his brother, dude. I hate his brother so much. He was so annoying, but I'm sure he's better.
I don't know. I watched the last season, actually the one before the last season, and he's still annoying. I was like,
oh no.
It's like he's not unreasonable. Like his motives and his thought process makes sense, but at the same time you're like, get over yourself, dude.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like, dude, just so uppity with his stupid dumb glasses.
So I will probably not watch this next one, mostly because I didn't watch the last season. So now I've got that like gap, but I don't know if I'll go back to Blue Exorcist. It was nice for the one season that I watched it because it was like it was just a shout out blast from the past. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to be going back to it anytime soon unless something crazy happens.
Yeah.
Before this, I just looked over at the list. There is a movie coming out called Butt Detective.
What? Wait, I got to look this up. Butt Detective? What are he doing
Butt Detective, movie number 6, starring Moon.
What?
Apparently,
sure
Butt Detective has a series, or at least 5 other movies.
All right. I guess.
All right. So be it. I guess
we're doing a movie marathon. We're going to be watching all 6.
All 6 Butt Detectives in the Discord.
Let's go.
But all right. But that's going to be kind of what we saw this last week. What we are hoping for this year. What we are looking forward to this year. I hope to see all of you come back for. We didn't even say the number of this episode. So this was the 37th episode. And we're going to see you on the 38th episode. Are you guys excited to see anything this year? Put it in the comments down below. Let us know if we haven't brought up your favorite anime, if we missed your favorite anime, if there's a good one coming out, let us know so we can watch it too.
Yeah, I will watch the one about the little toilet devil. That's coming out this season too.
But we will see you all next week for the 38th episode of the DNAnime podcast. Bye, y'all.
Happy New Year's! Happy New